What's going on, everyone? Welcome back into the channel. Brenden Schaeffer Fantasy Football coming at you with an Underdog Fantasy Pick'Em entry for Thursday Night Football. Maybe not the most exciting game in the world on paper between the Broncos and the Saints. Rookie quarterbacks Bo Nix and Spencer Rattler going at it. Maybe not a ton of points expected to be scored by either team in this game, but I think there is a really fun angle on Underdog Fantasy for their Pick'Em game that I am really excited to put an entry together for on Thursday night. I'm proud to be partnering with Underdog Fantasy, my favorite place to play fantasy games. You got to check out Pick'Em. That's what we're going to be describing during this video. It's very easy to play. We'll show you how you do it by picking 2 to 8 stats of your favorite players and choosing whether they'll go higher or lower. If it sounds like fun, if what we're doing in the video looks interesting to you, well, you can sign up at the link below with promo code BSCHAEFF, which is right there on your screen, BSCHAEFF, to claim your free pick and a first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy sports, and it's also the fastest-growing fantasy app in the industry. So sign up with the promo code BSCHAEFF to claim your free pick and first-time deposit offer. Yeah, this is going to be a really, really interesting Thursday night, in my opinion, because we've got a couple of running backs that I am interested in checking out their player stats for this game. I'm talking about Alvin Kamara, and I'm talking about an unknown, well, not unknown if you really follow the NFL and college football, but lesser known certainly because he hasn't gotten a ton of opportunity yet this season or in his career. I'm talking about Audric Estime of the Denver Broncos. Those two players are who I'm looking to put together in my Pick'Em entry tonight. And right there on your screen is what it looks like on the Underdog Fantasy website. Let's find Alvin Kamara and check out some of his player stats. It's right there on the left side of your screen. Alvin Kamara, and look, on Underdog Fantasy, you can choose whether he'll go higher or lower on the rushing and receiving touchdown stat or the rushing yard stat. Any of these are available to you. I'm going to take a look at his receptions, though, because in a game where Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, the top two receivers for the Saints, are out with injury, I feel like rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler is going to have to lean on Alvin Kamara in the passing game, maybe more so than usual, but even if it's not more than usual, it's enough to get him higher than 4.5 receptions, and there is a 0.83 multiplier on that, which implies it's more likely than some other things to occur, based on the value there of the multiplier. But the last 3 games for Alvin Kamara, 5 or more receptions in each, and he's also had at least 8 targets in the passing game in each of the last 3 games. So for me, I'm looking at just the personnel that the Saints are going to have in this game, and I feel as though Alvin Kamara is a really interesting player to potentially have a good game, especially when it comes to the receiving element for Spencer Rattler, as rookie quarterbacks might lean on the veteran pass catcher out of the backfield. So we're going to go with the higher than 4.5 receptions when it comes to Alvin Kamara, and that one feels like it's a pretty interesting play for our Pick'Em entry. Now let's find Audric Estime, the running back for the Broncos, on here. Other Broncos running backs include Jaleel McLaughlin. Javonte Williams is going to be on here somewhere. There's Javonte on the left side. Those guys might have more different stats that are offered that you can pick, but Estime, at least you can decide, okay, higher than 0.5 rushing or receiving touchdowns. That's a nice multiplier of 4.87x. Also, though, on there is rushing yards, Audric Estime. Now, why am I so obsessed with Audric Estime today? Well, last week, I've been seeing this from some Denver beat writers. Sean Payton, after the game, a game in which Javonte Williams fumbled, basically said, I want to see more of Audric Estime. He was on injured reserve, couldn't get out of the preseason healthy, and so we're just kind of really seeing the rookie ramp up now in Sean Payton's offense. They gave opportunities to guys like Tyler Beatty. Used to be Tyler Beatty. Now I guess he goes by Tyler Bidet. Anyway, Audric Estime now, I think there's an opening in this Denver Broncos running back room that Estime could be poised to fill after the struggles with efficiency for Javonte Williams. Audric Estime, go a couple of different ways with this. Remember, we already put the Alvin Kamara pick in our entry. But if you really feel Audric Estime could score a touchdown in this game, which, hey, maybe there won't be many touchdowns scored at all in this game, so that's why it's a less likely thing to occur, obviously. But if you want to say higher than 0.5 for Audric Estime's rushing plus receiving touchdowns, that's a 4.87x multiplier, which we would take our full entry, which has got 2 picks in it now. Remember, you can go between 2 and 8 picks, and we could end up going that direction. Or we could take a different route, and I've already done an entry that looks like that, where I feel like, yeah, I liked the idea of Audric Estime getting opportunity with the Broncos based on Sean Payton being upset with the way the running game has looked. He's a rookie who, it's not like it's week 7 because of him being just terrible. He hasn't played. No, he was injured, and that's the reason. So that's one option. Another option, didn't mean to pull that up so prominently on the screen, is just looking at Audric Estime's rushing yards. You can choose higher or lower than 13.5 rushing yards. And I feel like if you're a coach that says this player is going to get more opportunity, we need to see more of him, you're probably going to let him run the ball, even if it's just a handful of times. But Estime, you would think, could get higher than 13.5 rushing yards if the opportunity does tick up the way that it is expected to do. So that is something that I am very intrigued to see as well. And obviously, it gets a lot more exciting when you're choosing the higher than 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns option compared to a rushing yards higher or lower stat that obviously feels a little bit more attainable than a player. I don't think Audric Estime has scored a touchdown in his NFL career to this point. But again, it can be pretty fun on Underdog Fantasy to make a pick like that. So really, these are the 2 things that we're looking to do, and combining that in a pick'em entry with what we already showed, Alvin Kamara, kind of interesting to see if that could be something that ends up panning out. Like I said, I think Alvin Kamara is a guy that oftentimes does get higher than 4.5 receptions, and in a game where his quarterback is probably going to have to find some options to throw the football to that are not the usual suspects, it might be a time to rely on old reliable and Alvin Kamara when it comes to that. So those are the 2 types of pick'em entries that we're looking at on Thursday Night Football, both pertaining to these 2 running backs. And it's just a matter of, do you think higher than on the touchdowns for Audric Estime, or maybe you go with the rushing yards, which is, more of a standard pick. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know if you have any questions about getting onto Underdog Fantasy. All the information is in the description to this video. The link is below, and the promo code when you sign up with that link is BShafe. And just make sure, we're doing it responsibly as we put the items on the screen. Must be 18 or older, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. I'm pretty excited about Thursday Night Football. Underdog Fantasy can be a way to make watching a game that you don't think is maybe going to be that exciting a little more fun and have some interest in. So let me know what you guys think of the pick'em entry that we put together here. Basically, we talked about 2 varieties of it, and I'm going to be interested in playing both types of pick'em entries with the stats involving Audric Estime and Alvin Kamara. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more such videos throughout the season. We'll eventually get back to doing some trade talk when it comes to season-long fantasy football leagues. I have made so many trades over the past week. If you'd like to see a video of me detailing some of the trades that you could be making right now, by the way, it's possible to trade for CeeDee Lamb right now. Not something that you would normally think can happen, but I just did it last night. Let me know if you want more videos like that on the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time on the channel. Peace.